Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Choir Directors Academy. I'm your host, Angela Elaine. Happy New Year. It's been a very, very long time since I've done a show, and I apologize. It's just so much going on. Being a president, being a consultant, it's just things going everywhere. But I am glad to be here to see you all on tonight. Listen, like and share this video and get it out to those. We're starting a new season. Yes. We're starting a new season. We will be doing semesters from now on. Just like a regular school. I'm working on something, so I have to start transitioning to the new format. So we will have like semesters, like I may do 6 weeks on and then 3 weeks off, and then another 6 weeks on and then 3 weeks off or 2 weeks off. I'm not really sure how I'm going to work this, but it's going to be at a point where I can rest, because I didn't realize I had got involved with so many different things, and I need to make sure that I'm rested and that I take good care of myself. Okay. So I thank you all for joining on tonight. Listen, like, and share this video. Tonight, we're going to talk about, I got umpteen topics to talk about, but there are a lot of new subscribers, especially on my YouTube side, new subscribers, and they're new directors, choir directors as well. You know, I don't know why we still do that, where we take people and we just throw them in a role without any training, without connecting them to somebody that can mentor them and give them help. So it was brought to my attention to do just on a very high level, some protocols that they should put in place. You know, it's kind of hard when, you know, it's funny when people ask you, you do these things so long, and when they ask you to put it in writing, you kind of sit there and you're like, you can't, you know, you don't realize how much that you do. But I said I will just do a quick show on that to start it out. I thank you, all of the people who are giving me topics to talk about. You make my job so much easier, and I appreciate each and every one of you. So we're going to talk about performance protocols. Okay. Most of my newbies, I have so many of them. Oh my goodness. I have so many newbies, and they all tell me the same. They also excited when they see, I don't know why I got pink. That is not the color I wanted, but anyway. They have in mind how they want the choir to be. They have in mind how they should, what they think it should be. And most of the time they have in mind Ricky Dillard, Dr. Ricky Dillard, Donna Lawrence, whoever. And you know what you fail to realize is that when you're up there and you're directing your choir, we can tell when let me put this disclaimer there. There's nothing wrong with you looking at people getting ideas. There is nothing wrong with that at all. I applaud you. I say that you should watch people. You should learn from others, because that's how I did. It's so many people, my grouping of people that I watched, from Benny Cummings to Mother Lavonia Whitley to Dr. McAllister to Dr. Iris Stevenson. It's just so, and then I have a lot of directors and directresses that are not well known, that didn't have the opportunity to get on the stage, on a platform, that influenced my directing techniques as well. But my thing is, I try to encourage them not to focus so much on doing the way they do. Just because they do it doesn't mean that that's the only way to do it. You can use them as a guide, but you have to take the time to develop your own gift or talent. Sometimes they use that word interchangeably, but you have to take the time to review your own gifts and talents, right? Hey, George. Hey, George. I haven't seen you in a minute. And my sister, hey, Scylla. But you have to take the time to learn yourself. Learn yourself, learn your skill set, learn what you're able to do. You don't want to try to teach higher than your skill set. You don't want to go above your level of competence. And when I say that, I'm not talking about your intelligence. I'm talking your skill set. You can try to do something on a level that someone else is doing it, and you can cause issues, right? Whenever one thing you got to remember, my newbies, one thing you have to remember, if anybody is doing something and it looks super simple, super easy, that's because they've been doing it very long time. It's not something that you just and like you put biscuits in the oven, these, what is that, Pillsbury or whatever, and they pop in there, and all of a sudden you got your biscuits, which are just not good for you anyway. But They just, you in 10 minutes, they're ready. Okay. But then the biscuits that are really good, it takes time to knead the dough and to do what you have to do. Same thing when it comes to directing. It just doesn't happen overnight. It takes time because there's so many things that you need to learn. So what I'm giving you, for those of you that are on YouTube, thank you so much. My newbies on YouTube, what I'm giving you right now is a very high level, 35,000 feet in the air view of what you should consider when you are directing the choir. Okay. I want you all to know that I'm not, this is not a comprehensive conversation. Hey, Terrion, good to see you, brother. It's not comprehensive. Okay. So number one, I would suggest that you know your choir and musicians' abilities. Sometimes we see other choirs performing or doing something, and you get nervous and you decide to try to push your choir to do what they're doing. No, you need to know their abilities, what they are capable of doing. Every choir cannot sing like Kurt Carr and his singers. Okay. You have to understand their skill set. What can they do? And what do they do well? All right. Don't get caught up in the drama. If you go to a church and they're having a musical and you're invited, right? You're invited to, your choir is invited to sing. Don't be intimidated by everybody else because their choir might be going all the way up there, swirling around and doing all these melismas and all this other kind of stuff. Don't be intimidated by that. I can tell you this, it's better for you to sing a song that's simple, where the notes are solid, where all of the altos sound like one person, all of the tenors and sopranos, everybody sounds like one person and they're blended, right? It's not one section higher than the other. Everybody sounds the same. It's better for you to sing something simple and have that effect, all right, going on with the choir, than to try to sing something a little more difficult or a little more because everybody says it's popular. You try to sing it and your choir's ability or skill sets are not at that level yet. Just like you have to develop and to become a good choir director, your choir needs to develop and become good at singing. Your musicians, if you have a lot of young people, yeah, they may know all the little tricks and licks, but they may not have the depth to carry. All right. So some songs, you don't want to get all caught up in the tips and tricks of the music or of the vocals, but you want to keep it simple enough because remember, you're ministering, right? Remember, a musical is different from a church anniversary service that your church has been invited to. Two totally different venues, two totally different atmospheres. You can't sing. You have to be careful what you're singing. And remember that your job is to reach the people and not be so advantageous. If you understand what I'm saying. Hey, Isaiah, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Another good director and a music teacher, masters. I love him. I love his inputs because he shares some good things. Okay. So number one, you must know your choir and your musicians' abilities. My newbies, please take notes. You must know your choir and the musicians' abilities. Okay. Second of all, you need to know your real singers, right? These are the ones that balance the choir. A lot of times, and I'm not here to bust anybody's bubble because I have been a background vocalist as well. Okay. But the people who are your background singers are behind the mic. Should I say that? Behind the mics are not necessarily your best singers. All right. When I say your best singers, these are the people that are behind, that are in the choir, that you have strategically put them that help balance out the choir. Because remembering, when you in a choir, all choir members are not alike. We like to get a choir where everybody is the same. Everybody is technically sound, vocally sound. They got a good ear, but that's not the norm. Let's just keep it real. It's not like that. Okay. You got some choir members who can hold their note, but they're not strong. Then you got those that are strong with the big voices, but they're flat, or they can't maintain, right? They can sing for a while and then they go out. And then you have those that are that you strategically put among the group that can sing. They're steady. They're like, if you ever seen horses racing, they have a team of horses. You got the one on the outside is just like, woo, they're all over the place. The one on the inside is the stabilizer. right? So when they take the curves, everybody else is flipping and flapping in the wind, but they're taking it steady and slow. They're the ones that are really keeping everybody on track. You have singers like that in your choir, and you need to know them. Okay. Most of the time, they just the ones that just love to sing. They sit in the back and they love to sing. All right. You need to know them, because those are the people that are going to help keep that choir in line and in tune, because their voices, they're steady. Their voices are solid and they're steady. So they keep the weak people in tune. The ones, give them a little confidence. They keep the ones that are kind of louder a little bit, which is not necessarily good. And we're going to work on that later on. They're a little louder, keep them in tune. They balance out that section, right? You need them. I know everybody likes to be behind the mic because it looks cool and cute, but the choir, those are the real singers to me in my book, because those are the ones I depend on. Like my sister, she's one of my, she is a mic person, right? She's ambidextrous. She can be a mic person. She can be a section leader. She can be wherever I need her. If I need somebody to hit that high soprano note, she can do that. I mean, she's just wherever I need her. Right. But she's also one of those people that can hold the line and keep everybody steady. And that's what you need in the choir. OK, so you need to know those people, because they are very important to the success of your operation. Let me get these comments real quick. Terry say teach. Hey, Lee. She said, hey, cousin, you're right. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. OK, so you need to know who your real singers are. Okay. The third thing is that you need to know how to position the choir. All right. Considering their voice, the height, the number of choir members you have. You need to take all of that. I know it's, a lot of you newbies. I love you so much, but you don't think about that. You just let everybody rush up on the stage or rush to the front. And when they try to sing, it's all like, it's like this. And I'm sitting there going, okay, all right. And, because some people may be strong and loud, but they don't sound good behind a mic. They need to be in between the mics, right? Sometimes you can hear a choir and you hear this one person and it's like, oh my God. And everybody else is in and they're loud and they're right by the mic. No, honestly, they need to be between the mics and in the back. Super honestly, they need to be taught how to blend their voice in with everybody else. Nobody in the choir in any section should be over the next person. You should know how to blend. It's one band, one sound, one section, one sound. Okay. You don't have time. I don't have time to hear. If I hear you over everybody, I'm going to probably talk to you on stage to kind of bring it down. You bring it down, not everybody else. You bring it in. Nobody should be higher than anybody else. Okay. So you have to know how to position them. I know a lot of people like to be in the front row, but if you got short people, and today we're working with no choir stands. Oh my God. Not only bring back the choir, but bring back the choir stand. We need choir stands. We need choir stands. Okay. I know they're not going to listen to me because everybody's got the stage setting. But you need choir stands. Oh my God. Because you may have a shorter person that has a strong voice. You got a tall person that, or it could be vice versa, where you got the tall person with the voice that's kind of small, and you got the shorter person with a voice that's kind of heavy and large. You have to know how to position them so that everybody can see you. Right. And I'm not really a big fan of these stages because I'm on the shorter part, on the shorter side, and I'm already wearing 4-inch heels so I can be seen. All right. So, but you got all these people and it's like, I can only jump up so high. I can only give so many signals. I mean, thank God I know some sign language, but I can only give so many signals. So you want to make sure that you got people section off, and that's what your rehearsals are for. Remember, your rehearsals are not about, you should not be teaching songs in the rehearsal. If you do, it shouldn't be no more than one song. You should give the music to your people before the rehearsal. So in rehearsal, when that practice time comes, they practice at home. When they come to rehearsal, you don't have to spend 2-3 hours in rehearsal. If your rehearsals is 2 and 3 hours, please tell me you went over 15 songs, right? Please. Because everybody, even the choir director, gets kind of listless after that, unless the rehearsal is very moving and motivating. Okay. So you need to know how to position your choir members, considering their voice, the height, and the number of people that you have. Of course, if you only got 10 to 15 people performing, I know people don't, but today that's a choir. But if you have 10 or 15 performing, yeah, you probably can just make a bowl, and if you don't have a mic, you still need to have everybody blending. And the best way to teach your choir how to blend, this is a sideline tip, this is not in my notes, but to blend is to teach them how to sing a cappella. If they can sing a cappella and blend those voices to where they all sound at the same decibel, you got something there, okay? Let me check these comments. I got 9 comments. Oh, my goodness. She said, yes. Oh, Lord. Hey, Zori, what you talking about? Being in the background or what? Hey, Shanita, good. Hey, DD, one of my favorite tenors. Position is very key in the choir. Come on now. Come on. Terrion said, right. Shanita says, I'm so glad you back. Thank you, my cousin. Thank you. Thank you. DDMB, blend. Come on. You need to blend. You can't just, that's one of the things that I can't stand. I remember when I was in the college choir, and we used to, and that's kind of where I got the competition thing from. We were always in competitions, always. And we had one girl in the alto section. She was already kind of tall, like she was like 6'2". But her voice, she was so loud. And it was like every time we went to competition, we lost. We were always in the top 3. And they would always tell us, you lost. You could have been first place, but she is too loud. So you have to teach people how to blend. Newbies, learn how to teach your choir a cappella. And the reason I say that is very important. I used to do everything with music. All right. I won't get into the technical skills of a choir director because then I lose you. But anyway, I began teaching the choir because one day we were in church and the choir was sounding so good with the music. Oh, I was playing the organ and we were jamming. All of a sudden the church lost power. And we had visitors, a whole lot of visitors that day. And notes went everywhere. I mean, I was like, oh my God. I could have went under the organ, under the pedals. I was like, oh my God. And my mother just kind of, my mother was choir director. And she just kind of looked at me like, like, oh my God. I mean, they sound like every note just went haywire. From that day to this one, I teach a cappella. I need to hear you without the music. I cannot depend on that music because I don't know the circumstances. What if we get there and we're on stage and getting ready to sing and then the equipment is not working? Well, I don't have time. We don't have 5 minutes to lose if we only have 15 minutes. If they only give us 10 minutes to sing, okay, well, then we'll start singing some a cappella. Let me get my phone out with the cues, and we'll just go from there. It's always good, but I used it to teach the choir how to blend. So I'm trying to give you tips since you're just new and you're starting out. I'm giving you tips. Cuzzo, one of the world's baddest bass player, Mississippi Mass, Williams Brothers, everybody. Hey, Samo, good to see you, bro. Zori said, I've had to explain why position is important because those are my seniors. Yes. Yes. You are right, Zori. Yes. They become very offended. And you have to try to be gentle with it because they don't understand. It's not about, it has nothing to do with you. You're beautiful. But it's just better if you kind of wrap it around, right? Sam says, absolutely. Sam is one of the best producers. Oh my God. He is one of the best producers. Oh, don't worry about it. You good. You good. Isaiah says, having singers in the mic and not properly trained to sing in the mic, always trying to, that is awful, right? Always trying to adjust the mic. And you got people singing and the person up there is trying to, you know what? It's best to put trained people up there. And I'm sure you would agree with me. It's best to put trained people up there because you just messed up, right? Blending about is crucial. They are needed. Quite a lot of people forget that. They just jump up and start singing, and then you wonder why everybody's sitting there looking at you, because you sound like sauerkraut. You sound like sauerkraut. Samo says, "Oh yeah, that's a whole lot of cousins on here tonight, Sam. Good to see you." Hey, Keith Bynum. Oh my goodness. He says, "I love your teaching of choir, church choir blends, and how to position." Thank you, sir. Fantabulous director right there. Mastermind right there. Right there. Maestro right there. Hey, oh Lord, what? Terrion. But anyway, seriously, you have to know how to position, and you have to know the height, and be gentle with it. Like Zori was saying earlier, people are very sensitive. I don't know what's going on, but people are super sensitive now. You don't want people to drop out of the choir just because you corrected them. Okay, but you got to do what you got to do, right? Got to do what you got to do. I only have a couple more to do. Come on, Nakia, bring the choir stands back. Come on. Especially for us short people, we need the choir stand. Okay, what number am I? 1, 2, 3. Number 4. Please let the choir know sing the songs they sing well. Please know the songs that they sing well. I cannot tell you how crucial that is. Don't put your choir up there to sing, and you got Angie Spivey and her choir. You got Greater Harvest, and you getting up there trying to sing something, and your choir is scared to death anyway. They intimidated by the names, right? And you opening up because the least known is always the first to open up. That's just how it works. You don't need. I don't care if your choir can sing joy. Ricky, I come that you might have like more abundantly. If that's the best song they sing, I don't care if you sing that song 50 times a year. That's what you need to do. If the Spirit of God come in while the choir singing the song and they're able to sing with the force, with the volume, stay there. Go with it. I can't stand for them to sing a choir. I can tell, I try not to be intimidating. I really do. But, having a serious competition background, I listen and notice everything from the way people stand to the way they look. And when I see the choir walk up, I can tell how they walk up there. I don't care how old they are. I can tell when they walk up there whether they know the song that you're getting ready to sing or not. I can tell if they're confident. I can tell, who's leaning on who, who's depending on who. I can even hear the domino. It's like what they got to hear this other person to sing the note like a millisecond before they do. And I'm sitting there going, and I can tell like they're not even comfortable in this song. Why would you sing this song? You can't, just because the song is popular doesn't mean it's for your choir. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But don't try anything new. If you're going out and you're singing and somebody called you to sing a song, your group, don't sing anything new. And you just starting out. That goes back to number 1, know your choir. Don't sing a song that they've only sang maybe once or twice. And when you singing it, you spending half your time correcting them and keep telling the altos or the sopranos or whoever, you got to keep singing that voice to keep them on. Don't sing that song. Get the one. I don't care how old it is. I don't care what people think. It's better for you to sing a song that they know well than for you to sing a song that they have no clue. You should have a list of songs. My newbies, please have a list of the songs that your choir sings well. What I call your fail-safe songs, right? Because sometimes even when I had my choir, when I was older choir, church choir, even though I had a list of songs that I knew for sure, beyond a shadow of a doubt, they can sing that with their eyes closed. They could be half asleep and that song would come out perfect. You know what I did? I saved those songs for those days that when we go singing at a church where I know they're halfway intimidated because that choir can really, that choir has skills. That's up. I had a choir where only me, my brother, and my sister, the only ones that really knew how to sing. And I'm saying we sang like with every choir you find, every choir, we in everybody's choir singing. All right. And plus our mother was a choir director. So, I mean, and her mother worked with music. So, I mean, it's kind of hereditary. But I had a list of songs that I know that even the ones who are weak could sing that song if the strong people are not there. And I would save those songs. I wouldn't sing them that much at church, but I would save them for when we go out in the street, out to other churches, because I know, I know you. And I know if a choir gets up there and sing before us and they got a soprano that's like on point on, I know the sopranos are going to get nervous. I know them. But if I sing something that I know that they are very comfortable in, then you don't have to worry. It takes stress off of you. But if you got to sit there and you know your part, do you know your part? If you got to ask them if you got to ask your choir, do they know their part? Then you chances are you don't need to sing a song. You need to just you need to table that for that particular event and sing something else. All right. So know the songs that they sing well. All right. Let me roll back. I'm trying to get all of these comments in here. Nakia said it's frustrating when you have heights scattered everywhere. It is. It's very frustrating because you got the people complaining that they can't sing, and then you got people, visibility is key. Sometimes you see people and they the choir keeps missing the cues because they can't sing. And if they can't sing, so you want to make sure that that you got them positioned properly. Sam says, I'd rather have 9 wonderful singers than a choir stand filled with terrible. Come on. Seriously. One. Sam. I'm sure you know, Sam, there's many choirs of you have produced. I'm sure you know. Lee said, this is yes. Come on now. Come on. Terry on, what you saying? Are you laughing? Are you saying huge one? He got a whole conversation going on with Lee. With Lee, how she said, oh my God, it makes me cringe. Let's stick to what we know. Come on. Shanita says, oh, look, that's a family thing. I don't know what's going on. Domino effect. Seriously, I can hear it and I'm sitting there going, oh my God. It's like, it's like, and I used to always like that. I can tell, I can hear it. It's like a 1 second delay. It's so irritating. Nakia says, especially during a convention convocation. Yeah, absolutely. Priscilla says, stick with what has been proven and tried. Come on now. Come on. Terrion said, right. Seriously, stick with what you know. Stick with what you know. And let me add, you as a director, you should, you as a director, you should only direct the song that you know. All right. If you don't, I mean, especially if you're new. Now, some of us that's been doing it for years, I've been directing pretty much all my life. So there isn't the variation in the songs is not, I can pretty much, if you know chord progressions, you can kind of know where the song is going. And I have directed songs where I couldn't remember the words. So I got somebody standing over there, like feed me the words because I can't, or that sometimes people will put me up to direct a song and I'm like, I don't know the words. I know the melody, but I don't know the words. But I wouldn't recommend that if you're new. I would tell you to make sure you know that song inside and out. One thing I can say is any song that I purposely direct, I have listened to that song at least 25 or 30 times back to back, just constantly. I know that song in and out. Every nook, every crack, every dip. I know everything about that song. All right. And chances are I'm not as good now as I used to be. But before I even bring the song to rehearsal, I've already learned how to play it on the organ. My sister can vouch for you. I would be playing it on. I don't rely on anybody. I mean, it's just a habit. But I make sure that I can play the song before I even go to rehearsal. I play the song. I make sure I sing the soprano. I can do everybody's part flawlessly. I know how to cut. I can be singing soprano, then jump to alto, jump tenor, just bounce around, giving you your note where you are. It doesn't matter. And that only comes when you know the song. So you need to know the song just as well as they do. Don't direct a song that you're not comfortable with. All right. Please don't direct a song that you're not comfortable with. And this, I didn't write this down as a banner, but I want to just throw this in while I got everybody's attention. Please make sure you're dressed appropriately when you direct in the choir. Please make sure you are presentable. When you're directing, you've been selected or you've been told that you are going to direct the choir. Please get in the mirror and see how you look from the back. Do a 360. I always, before I go out of the house, and lately I kind of got kind of lazy because, if I'm not expecting to direct, then, I dress a little more casual. I do. I dress a little more casual. Yes, a little more casual because I'm not expecting to direct. I'm sitting in the audience. All right. But lately I have seen that that's not possible. Okay. Because I'm going to like a homegoing service. I'm expecting to get up there and direct. And then somebody calls me out and say, come up here and direct this song. I was dressed decently. Okay. But I wasn't dressed as if I knew I was going to direct. So what I am saying is make sure you are dressed presentable. Okay. Look like you know what you're doing. All right. I personally, me as a female, because most of the time I'm on the platform and there's a lot of men, I'm not intimidated by them at all. But I want you to focus more on my gift and on the choir and my abilities. Then, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to draw any attention to myself. Now, I be dressed. I'm always dressed. But I make sure that I am dressed appropriately. I'm not an embarrassment to God, first of all. I don't want him sitting there looking like, what in the world? I don't want him saying that, all right? So I'm Auntie is talking to you. Auntie, TT, whatever, missionary, whatever, evangelist, whatever. Make sure you are dressed appropriately. Make sure make sure your shoes are shined. Don't get up there with raggedy shoes and whatever. Listen, if you know what? I had some military training. If you don't know how to spit shine your shoes, get some Vaseline. I was also a model too. I used to model. Get you some Vaseline. Works wonders. Rub it in the oh my God. Don't get up there with the raggediest stuff you got on. All right. I always make sure I have backup hosiery because you always tear something as you sit on a bench and it's got snags on the seat. And next thing you know, oh my God. All right. Make sure that your skirt and everything is at a decent length. Right. You don't want to give anybody a free show. This ain't Broadway. This church. Okay. This is church. It's not Broadway. I ain't giving no free shows. I'm not for sale. All right. And then you want to make sure that you're covered in the front, ladies. All right. We ain't trying to let everything just, we ain't trying to do that. Put a little jacket on. Ain't nothing wrong with wearing a jacket. I put a jacket on. You can still be cute and wear a jacket. Ain't nobody saying the jacket. Nobody saying the jacket got to be down to your knees. Although I do wear my dusters now. I wear my dusters. I have the long duster coat. Yes, I do with the skirt. If the duster's long, I don't have to have a super long skirt. And I have on my royal blue bottoms, my blue bottoms. Okay, I don't do the reds too much, even though I got that picture on the wall. But I do the blues. Okay, we ain't trying to do that. Make sure you present, because you know what? That your decorum and how you look makes a difference. I'm sorry. A lot of people think it don't matter, but yes, it does. I don't want anybody representing me and you looking toe up from the floor up. And I'm standing there dressed, hair blowing in the wind. It's slick down, but I'm dressed and you standing there looking like you just rolled off the truck. You ain't, no, sit down. No, sit over there. Sit, don't represent, don't do me like that. All right. Make sure because people respect you. Let me tell you, I have directed choirs that have no idea. They didn't know me. right? But because when I walked up there, they was like this. They said, "Oh, she mean business." I'm dressed, and sometimes I have my little pony ball, little bun, and sometimes I have my hair down or whatever. And they look at me like, "Oh, yeah, I'm here for the business. Let's rock and roll. Let's get it done." Okay. Be presentable. Men, please be presentable. Get out of these little too big clothes looking like Pee Wee Herman. Be presentable. Be presentable. We don't want to be sitting there every time you direct it, and we wondering if your jacket gonna split. I mean, we don't want to, your pants go. We don't want to see that. See, y'all made me go there. I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go there. Practice. Yes, it does. Keith, I didn't talk so much. I don't know which yes you unless you're talking about decorum. He says decorum and etiquette is mandatory. Come on, mandatory. It's about the message, not you. Okay. Terry said inward and outward. Exactly. He said you be. Thank you. I be trying. I be trying. Yes, our clothes shouldn't be a distraction. Bring back. Come on, and a lot of people don't like choir robes because they say it's too hot. But you know what? Some people don't know. They tell people to do what they want to do. Not with me. Not with me. Not even with the jurisdictional choir. No, not with me. Not even with the jurisdictional choir. I don't play that. Nikki, amen. Thank you. My sister said, "Stop it. You sound like Pastor Nathan Simmons, weebling in the wall." Zori says, come on, I do it all the time, Zori, put Vaseline on my shoes. Look, I ain't got time to run to Walgreens. Just get some Vaseline. I'm trying not to. I know. Shanita says, she only the. I know, Shanita, I wasn't trying to do that. I really wasn't. Come on. Thank you, Terrion. Now, this brother be clean. I see him every time I see my brother. He clean. Every time. Nikia says, yeah, come on. He said, what about same thing? Keep the same thing. When I have the musicians that play with me, I tell them, all black. I'm with a new jurisdiction now, but when I had third jurisdiction, I told the musicians straight up, if you did not have on a suit and a tie, you're not playing. No gym shoes. Now, you might have on some gym shoes that look like, they got them black gym shoes that look like shoes. But I told the musicians, if you don't have a shirt and a tie, you can't play. And I guarantee you, they all have. A father came to me and said, I can't believe my son got on a shirt and tie. I can't even get him to wear a shirt and tie because I told him, you're not playing. They came every time. And when it was convocation, when it was workers meeting, they had on the shirt and the tie. They were on time. I'm not playing with you. If you are a musician, I'm not looking for you. It all depends on the director. Keith, I think, my personal opinion, I think it depends on the standards of the director. But I do require, I'm in a new jurisdiction and it's the same thing. I tell them, some people, I don't want to wear a tie. Okay, I'm new and I'm trying to get with you. When I was at the other jurisdiction, they knew me. This one, they're learning me, but they still do what I ask. All right, but you need to have on a suit coat, and if you're going to wear all black, I don't want to see no writings. I don't want to see all this stuff. I don't want to see the earrings. I don't want to see nothing like that. I mean, I don't wear them. I don't stop the women wear them, whatever. But take that out. Take it out. Take it out while you playing. Now, if you're done playing and you want to go sit in the balcony, then you put them in, whatever you do. I ain't got nothing to do with. I have nothing to do with what you do at your local church. I have nothing to do with what you do in your wherever. But when you're playing, because think about it, the choir is all about uniform. I'm watching this. Oh my God, I went past what I wanted to do. The choir is about uniformity. It's not an individual thing. And Nikia brought up about choir. It's a choir robes and these, like, I love Chicago Mass, how they dress. They always dress appropriately. You know, just nice. It's just a beautiful look. Oh my God. It's such a beautiful look. All right. But I just think there should be a respectable decorum, because if we were going to the White House, or we were going to the governor's house, or we were going somewhere to sing something special, everybody would go out and do whatever they got to do. Even if they got to go to Goodwill to get it. They're going to be dressed. They're going to do their best. Okay. So why can't you make that a habit? Why can't you be known as a person that presents themselves in a way that is respectable? Why we always got to be all willy-nilly? See, y'all got me going. This is my first show of the year, and I'm already acting like Mother Hen. Oh my God. You teaching the crowd. Pray for me, sis. Pray for me. She said, Nikia, I'm sorry, said, I've noticed the standard has been lowered for musicians, and it really is. I mean, I went somewhere, and what really irks me, Nikia, is when I go to a pastor's anniversary and they hire a musician and they come in, look like they just rolled out the bed. Everybody's dressed up and you look like you just rolled out the bed. Shoes, boots not tied. You just look like you rolled. I'm like, did you take a bath? I mean, that just totally throws me off. And then it's like, they're like, I'll play for you. No, not really. I don't need you playing for me. We'll do no, I don't need you. My sister said, she talked to Shanita. Terry said, take your time. Thank you. But I really try to keep it. I really try to stay within a time frame. Zori says that's one reason why some are flocking to praise team versus choir, because they don't want to be in you. Exactly. But you know what? My crazy, I tell them, everybody, all black, everybody, praise team, you part of the choir. I even make the praise team sing with the choir. You ain't, that's where you got your start. You supposed to be flexible and versatile. You don't know what we need you. You don't know where we need you. But you're absolutely right. That's why they do. But I mean, just to stand there with a mic, really? I mean, you can be singing in the choir. I don't know. You know what? I think the whole concept of it, I think, I'm not against social media because I'm using social media, right? I got one more point after this. But I think our whole mindset has been triggered for stardom, right? We're no longer doing things because we enjoy it, right? I direct the choir because I enjoy bringing all of these voices together, seeing everybody move like one person, hearing the music, and just bringing it all together like a symphony. Oh my God. I can't tell you. Even when I go to Chicago Symphony Orchestra and they have a concert, I mean, Mooties and all of them are that, I'm just like, I'm doing my own thing. I love music so much. And I just love to see it all come together, but I like to see it done right. It's got to be done right. Okay. Shanita says, I can't tell you. She on. Stop talking about me. She said, go cousin, go. Nakia said, thanks, right? Thank you. And she said, what else did you say? That's it. Exactly. I don't know. Terrian says, I tell even my own generation in church and those coming in, sometimes you lack decorum. Your lack of decorum can stop people from experiencing. Come on. Because people are getting tired of it. I mean, I get it. Sometimes I do. You may feel that way, but just because you feel that way doesn't mean that's necessarily what you should do. Right? I mean, my trade is my trade. Listen to me. I sound like I'm an electrician, but I am a financial consultant to various Fortune 100 companies. Right. That's what I do. So we have some consultants You know, just because they tell me that I can be casual. Oh, you don't have to dress up. You be casual. Uh-huh. But I realized that I may be semi-casual with a little leather jacket on, my boots, and dressed up or whatever. But I also remember not just that I'm representing the company, but I'm representing myself. What is the image that I want them? What do I want them to see? I'm never phony. What you see right now is how I really am. Trust me. You ask anybody to go to my church, they hear my messages, but they say, this is how I teach when I'm in church and they call me to teach. My sister's on here. She know I'm not telling a story. This is how I am. And I'm getting kind of tired because I get, they always calling me to teach, but I just call it how it is. I mean, I don't know no other way to do. But I represent the company the best way, and I represent myself. I don't go there looking just any kind of way, because they say it's acceptable. No, because also I want to keep that distance of respect, and I want them to know I'm not part of your company. I'm here. You got a problem. I'm here to assess your problem. I'm here to help you recommend some things to you. And then I'm here to help you implement it. We got 6 months. We got 6 months to implement all of this stuff. Let's get it done. And so I may do that to maintain professionalism. Do that with your choir. Your choir you'll be surprised. You have to remember, I got to get off of here. I really do. I really got to get off here. But you have to remember, you inspire your choir, right? However you are, however you dress, however you conduct yourself, however your attitude is, reflects in the choir. If you come out, however you are, I don't care how you are. The choir, Ricky Diller's choir is just not like that because they want to be. It's because of who he is and and what he requires. Right? All choirs are like that. That's what they require. You as the director, you set the standard. You set the standard for that choir, right? I'm watching the clock. I know you all telling me you take my time, but I'm trying to cut off. Sunita said, "Yo, mom, listen, she'd be so proud of me, right? Wouldn't she?" David Oliver, hey. He said the choir sing old school music that's focused on singing about G. We really need to do that. And you know what? Taking a step further, I really believe that we should check the theology of the songs that we're singing. That's a whole nother show. But we need to check the theology of what the choir is singing, because a lot of times people will not read the Bible, but they'll remember the choir and the songs, right? So we really need, that's another show, but we really need to think about that. We really need to think about that. Priscilla says, is Terry on your call? He on fire. Ain't he? That's my little brother. He said the church has high standards that people who confess Christ are expected to live. We should, but a lot of things have become lax now, so ain't no telling what you get. It's hard for me to receive from someone who looks like they don't know which way is. Come on. Clock stop, batteries go out. Come on now. Listen. Amen. Is a bit right. You need to understand that. Listen, let me get off this. You all are lit tonight. My God, my last point. Hear me, my last point. You must know how to inspire and encourage through your attitude and your passion. And just what I was saying, you inspire your choir, okay? You inspire them to sing. Yes, they come with some inspiration. Yes, they do. They join the choir because they want to sing. 90% of you, okay? We just going to assume that some people are in the choir because they want to be seen, S-E-E-N, but they should be joining because they want to S-I-N-G, sing. All right. So, but you're the person. You've been selected. You're the person that has to inspire them. Your attitude, and I can tell you for sure, if you're passionate about it, they will catch on to that passion. The choir, let me tell you, the choir will give you 80% of what you give out. They generally do. I have known this. I don't care if it's a competition choir. I don't care if it's a show choir or a church choir or a collegiate choir. You get 80% of what you give out. And that's why most of us who serve on Sunday need Monday off. All right. Because I know I'm tired. I start late on Monday. I don't care. Thankfully, this assignment that I have, I work from home. So I'm just like, man, I keep hitting the snooze button because I'm like, okay, I started at 9 o'clock. I'm supposed to start at 7, but I'm starting at 9 today, but your passion drives. Passion drives. If I can get that over to you, you may not be able to do all of this, and whatever. You may not, but if you're passionate about what you're doing, they'll catch that. That's what they're looking for. Even if you direct and this all you do, and whatever your signals are, they'll get with you if you're excited about it. But if you're directing and your face is apex and they're not going to do anything. All right. So you got to know how to inspire them, encourage them. And that's generally done through your attitude and your passion. Let me get these comments. I got to quit. Lee say attitude eats altitude. Come on, make them rise up. Yolanda King, she said, I want to sing. Well, I'm glad. Yes, you do, because you really do. You really do say, you really do. I can vouch for that. I can vouch for that. Have the right spirit. You got to have the right spirit. People are looking for that. Okay. You got to have the right spirit. You want to do the right thing. You want to have the right spirit. A choir will give you what you give out. And I'm telling you, if you're good and you do your best and you're passionate about what you're doing, they will give it all to you. I'm telling you, they will try with all their hearts because they want to sing and they want to do well. Nobody's joining the choir to sit there and not be successful. Okay. So you want to be successful in what you're doing. The choir, your choir members, your musicians, everybody wants to be successful, but they need someone to lead. And that's your job, to lead them. That doesn't mean that you're going to get it right all the time. No, you won't. Okay. I can't tell you how many times I forgot the song. I can't tell you how many times I forgot the signals. I did, but they know they have enough confidence in me to know that even if I mess up, I might be doing this because I'm clueless as to where I'm getting ready to go. So I may have them, hey, just doing something. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going next. And then when I figure it out, then I tell you where I'm going. But the audience don't need to know that. They know now. If they see me, they probably know now. But they don't need to know that. But the choir knows that I love what I do. And I give it all that I have. And, I give my best. Some people say I'm talented. I don't know. I just do my best. And that's all I'm trying to do is I hope you catch on to my passion, right? And do your best. All right. I'm out. Girlfriend got to go out. Tonight's show was awesome. Keep it. Oh, I will. We'll be back next week. I got tons of shows to do. We'll be back. Thank you so much, cousin, for hanging out with me. Thank you, everybody. Woo! I still got 17 people left. Thank you for hanging out with me. That make me feel good. At least I know you miss me. All right. Maria Lane said, hey. She said, right. Good to see you. Lisa, amen. Thank you. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with me. Listen, like and share if you enjoyed this video, and then we'll come back next week with something else. All right. I got a lot to share, a lot to do, and I'm going to do it all with you all. Welcome to the beginning of the first semester. Love y'all so much. Take care. Peace.